hidden alien autopsies buried in Area 51's vaults. Back in 1947, something crashed in the desert near Roswell, New Mexico. The official story? A weather balloon. But what if that was just the beginning of the greatest cover-up in human history? Deep within the Nevada desert lies Area 51, a facility so secretive that even its existence was denied for decades. But the real question isn't what happens on the surface, it's what lies beneath. In the underground vaults of this forbidden base, there are specimens that defy everything we know about biology, physics, and the universe itself. The Roswell incident wasn't just a single crash. According to declassified documents from Project Blue Book, between 1947 and 1969, the United States Air Force investigated over 12,000 UFO sightings. But here's what they don't tell you. At least 3 of those cases involved recovered biological entities. Non-human entities. Former military personnel who worked at Area 51 have come forward, risking everything to reveal what they witnessed. One such whistleblower, a medical technician who served from 1989 to 1992, described refrigerated chambers containing beings with elongated skulls, large black eyes, and gray skin. These weren't mannequins or movie props. They had internal organs, skeletal structures, and tissue samples that were cataloged and studied for decades. The storage facility itself is a marvel of engineering. Located approximately 200 feet below the surface, the vault system maintains a constant temperature of 34 degrees Fahrenheit. The humidity is controlled to within 0.01% accuracy. Each specimen is housed in its own hermetically sealed chamber, filled with a proprietary gas mixture that prevents decomposition. The security measures are extraordinary. Biometric scanners, armed guards with shoot-to-kill authorization, and a fail-safe system that can flood the entire facility with nerve gas if there's a breach. Why such extreme measures for dead bodies? Unless, of course, they're not all dead. But wait, there's something even more disturbing. The autopsies performed on these beings revealed biological anomalies that shouldn't exist. Their cellular structure operated on principles unknown to terrestrial science. Some specimens showed signs of genetic engineering far beyond our current capabilities. Were these beings created, or did they evolve on a world so different from ours that their very existence challenges our understanding of life itself? In 1995, a controversial film surfaced showing what appeared to be an alien autopsy. The footage was grainy, black and white, and showed medical personnel dissecting a humanoid creature with distinctly non-human features. While many dismissed it as a hoax, forensic analysis of the film stock, the medical instruments, and the procedures shown suggested it was filmed in the late 1940s. The question isn't whether the film is real. The question is, why did it take nearly 50 years for it to surface? The beings in those vaults weren't all the same. According to classified reports leaked in 2017, at least 4 distinct species have been recovered and stored at Area 51.
Right away, Doctor.
The first type, recovered from Roswell, stood approximately 3 feet tall with disproportionately large heads. The second type, retrieved from a crash in Kingman, Arizona in 1953, was taller, nearly 5 feet, with more human-like proportions but translucent skin. The third species, found near Aztec, New Mexico in 1948, had 6 fingers on each hand and a skeletal structure that suggested they came from a planet with much lower gravity than Earth. And the fourth? Well, that one is so classified that even whistleblowers refuse to describe it in detail, saying only that it challenged everything they thought they knew about the nature of consciousness itself. Here's where it gets even more fascinating. According to Freedom of Information Act requests filed in 2008, the CIA admitted to conducting biological studies on unknown organic materials at a classified Nevada facility between 1951 and 1978. The documents are heavily redacted, but the implications are clear. They were studying something not from Earth. Dr. Stephen Greer, founder of the Disclosure Project, has collected testimony from over 500 military and government witnesses. Many of them specifically mention biological specimens stored at Area 51. One aerospace engineer described seeing preservation tanks containing beings in various stages of decomposition, some appearing fresh, others clearly decades old. The technology used to preserve them was itself extraordinary, suggesting that whoever built those containment systems had access to knowledge far beyond 1940s science. What's even more intriguing is the paper trail. Between 1952 and 1964, the Department of Defense allocated over $300 million, adjusted for inflation that's nearly $3 billion today, to a program codenamed Project Aquarius. The official description? Advanced aerospace research. But internal memos obtained through FOIA requests reveal that a significant portion of that budget went to biological research facilities in Nevada. Research on what? The documents don't say, but the timing coincides perfectly with the period when multiple UFO crashes were reported and subsequently covered up. But here's the real mystery. If these autopsies happened, what did they discover? Former Area 51 scientist Bob Lazar claimed that the beings had no digestive system as we understand it. They appeared to absorb nutrients directly through their skin. Their brain structure was vastly different from humans, with neural pathways that suggested a completely different form of consciousness. Some specimens had organs that served no identifiable purpose, leading researchers to theorize they might be vestigial, remnants of an evolutionary path we can't even imagine. The most chilling detail? Several whistleblowers have mentioned that not all the specimens were dead when they arrived. At least 2 beings survived the crashes and were kept alive for questioning. The interrogations were conducted using a combination of telepathic communication and primitive translation devices. What they revealed about their origins, their mission, and the reason they came to Earth remains one of the most closely guarded secrets in human history. One survivor, designated EBE-1, which stands for Extraterrestrial Biological Entity 1, reportedly lived for 3 years after the Roswell crash. Military documents describe how it communicated through a form of telepathy that researchers initially couldn't understand. It took 18 months before they developed a rudimentary communication system. What EBE-1 revealed was staggering. It claimed to come from a binary star system 40 light-years away, and that its species had been observing Earth for thousands of years. Even more disturbing, it suggested that humanity's rapid technological advancement in the 20th century wasn't entirely our own doing. Think about this for a moment. If the government has been studying alien biology for over 70 years, what have they learned? Have they reverse-engineered their genetics? Are there hybrid programs? Some researchers believe that the rapid advancement in biotechnology, genetic engineering, and nanotechnology in the past few decades didn't come from human innovation alone. It came from studying those specimens locked away in Area 51's vaults. In 2013, Edward Snowden leaked documents revealing the existence of black budget programs totaling over $52 billion annually. Where does that money go? A significant portion funds special access programs, the most classified operations in the government. Operations like the study and reverse engineering of non-human biological entities. Consider this. In 1953, Watson and Crick discovered the structure of DNA. But some researchers claim that their breakthrough came suspiciously fast, almost as if they had a template to work from. Could it be that the study of alien genetics provided insights that accelerated our understanding of molecular biology? The timeline is certainly suspicious. Major breakthroughs in genetics, quantum physics, and material science all occurred in the decades following the Roswell incident. Coincidence? Or evidence of reverse engineering on a scale we can barely comprehend? The autopsy procedures themselves were revolutionary for their time. Doctors and scientists working on these specimens in the 1950s had to invent entirely new surgical techniques and preservation methods. The being's tissue didn't respond to formaldehyde the way human tissue does. Their cellular structure was so different that standard microscopy techniques were useless. They had to develop new imaging technologies just to study the specimens at a cellular level. Some of those technologies, interestingly enough, became the foundation for modern medical imaging devices we use today. The truth is, those autopsy reports exist. The specimens exist. And they're still there, deep underground in temperature-controlled vaults, waiting for the day when humanity is ready to accept that we are not alone, that we never were. So, what can you do with this information? Question everything. Demand transparency. The more people who know, the harder it becomes to keep the truth buried. If this fascinates you, if you want to dive deeper into the mysteries that governments don't want you to know, then take action now. Subscribe to this channel, hit that notification bell, and keep watching. Because the truth is out there, and together, we're going to find it. Don't let them keep you in the dark. Join us on this journey to uncover what they've been hiding for over 70 years. The next video might just blow your mind even more than this one. Stay curious, stay vigilant, and never stop questioning.